Okay, perfectly fine. Can you hear me now?
Dango, Dango, Dango. How are you, my brother?
Oh, no. Akimnati man. Eish.
Finally.
Finally, hey, busy kakamulika. Mugona kwa spanning. Traffic in Ketsa.
Ish, ish. But you had a good day.
Very good day. You know, a day with football, it will always be a good day.
So the, the rain I affected.
Yeah, eish, yeah. You know, today we didn't have sessions because of the rain. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow something will come up.
Yeah. So, my
Yeah,
brother, you've been all over the world. You've done some crazy things, some amazing things, very inspiring. But like before we
yeah.
get to that, I want to get to know like you, the real you. Let's talk about you as a child. What kind of child were you?
Eish. Hey, nigga.
Let's say,
Uh,
let's say primary days going to early high school.
yeah, you know, obviously I'm originally from Limpopo. Came this side 2004. Yeah. And we were one of those ones at school, not smart enough. But Kadi PE, that's where we were excelling the most. So that's where I actually started, you know, because I was playing soccer actually, you know, but obviously playing football, not everybody is going to be a footballer and not everybody is going to be a professional footballer. But at my early age, I had those qualities, man, of coaching, you know. What's if I see you get a team where you're playing, there's no coach, and players will always recommend someone to actually coach them. So I was one of those players that will take the session, try to come up with something. And my players, the guys that I used to coach, they used to enjoy it. Even the big boys, I used to coach big guys at the age of 16. The guys that were 25. If you're not coming to training, they'll come to
Yeah.
your house and fetch you. Paulada. Wabona. They
Normally,
come and
coaches
say, eh?
only coach let a player, not the other way around.
Yeah, yeah, coach let a player, but another Latiwa, and you know, that obviously brought a lot of. But I didn't want to coach by that time. I wanted to play. I wanted to play on TV, and I'm like, hey, never. You guys are telling me about coaching. No, that's where I'm not going there. I actually want to play like you guys, you know. So yeah, then when I was that's yeah, came to Joburg. Obviously, got a lot of opportunity to go out there and you know, yeah.
Okay, so like before we get to Joburg, where did you learn all these coaching tactics at that young age? Were you following any coaches? What was happening?
For me, it's a calling because I was not chosen. It's a calling. There's a difference between coaching. And because some of the things that I do, it's not something that I saw somewhere. It's just something that come within, you know.
Wow.
And you sit there, and people are always saying, "Hey, man, come, man, you, man," you know. Yeah. So it just came, and my friends used to say, "Hey, man, you've got something," but I didn't want to agree. I wanted to play.
Makes me wonder, when do you finally agree? When do you finally say, okay, fine, this is a
You know,
calling, I'm gonna follow?
when I agree, you know what happened? So when I was doing my grade 10, and like I say, Koka, see, you, the coach is not there. The coach decided not to come on the day. The guys will always recommend and say, come and coach us. And they will listen to me, and they will, big guys, they will actually sit and listen to you and get your instructions from you. And you feel like, no, man, you know, but still. So when I was doing after I finished my matric, and people were they were already fighting for me to say, you going to, because there was an organization in the township where we had sports, we had life skills, we got all these things. Other people were doing computer. Immediately when I finished my thing, I already had the team. I had the job already, you know. Uh,
Wow.
but still, you know, I had a job to say, okay, you will be under sports. That's where you belong. I'm like, guys, you driving me to that direction, and I don't want to go there, you know. And eventually I had to choose. And decided, you know what, maybe this is me. This is what I have to do. That's what I'm saying. It's a calling, because if we start at the age of 15 playing, but at the same time, people always see the interest and the leadership that you give. You know, every time when you talk, people are there and they listen and they want to implement everything that you do. And you go like, yeah, you know what? It is what it is. I just have to go this way. Yeah.
So when you're dealing with all those players older than you, were they not challenging? Didn't you have some who didn't respect you in a way?
No, to be honest, the big guys were actually giving me a lot of respect.
Money?
Yeah, yeah, ke teng.
Can you?
Yeah, ke a utlwa no.
Yeah, Grootman, let's talk about like when do you join Supersport and how does that happen?
Eish. So initially I fetsa matric wa, because ke college ke sa shapa grade 10.
Yeah.
And then from there, I fetsa matric, so I got the opportunity to join organization Mokasi by Bitsa Oasis. And because when I finished my matric, I thought maybe in fact, they can trial somewhere. I had to go to a team called Bedlala Kofi State, and the opportunity came. December I was training, and I was supposed to go there Jan or ball, and then that opportunity didn't come right. Then now, when I finished my matric, I had to decide to go back to Spani, Salatiski, or you come from that background where you have to decide. How you don't just wake up and say, I'm going to varsity. So what happened is that then I decided, you know what, I'm going to play soccer. At the same time, I'll be doing a little bit of coaching. So the coach, there's a team that I was playing for, Moka Asiager. So
where's Kasi?
when I was Cosmo Seed.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually busy when I was playing at the same time. You can see sometimes the coach are not coming. You have to take over quickly. So I was coaching these little ones, and from there I can play during my normal training. So that's how I was doing it. So eventually, when I finished my matric, I went to Oasis. There was an organization called Oasis, so they were teaching life skills at the same time, sports and all those things. Then from there, Oasis. And after I finished my 6 month course, they went straight away. This guy, he must join a sports team. There's no way. I'm like, guys, computer. 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 Go scale, the other things. But no, Baba. I was looking at the other things. So apparently, now they decided to already this one. We're not even going to think twice. We're not releasing him. As soon as he's done, this is his job. He's gonna do sports, and then So I decided to. Okay, they say, you know what? You're gonna be part of a sports team. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Then I took the opportunity, and that's where I started coaching Kokasi. Like we had the identity, because the organization that I was working with, we had this training. At the same time, we're doing computer classes with the kids. At the same time, doing the life skills, teaching the kids, going out there, find sponsors for these kids, cook for them. Those who can't afford to have food cookers, whatever, how things are, operating. We go get food for them, make sure that when they come back from school before playing, get something to eat when they go home, those things. So, Then, and that's...
Which team was it?
Ikage. It was Ikage Youth Development.
Is it like, does it train in multiple?
Yeah, we actually used to play there. Yeah, we used to play there, and then we trained there. Yeah, we
No,
trained
continue.
there. Yeah, we were training there, and we were also playing Monash University. So we used to play our matches that side. Yeah.
So where is the team?
The team agree, because it was 2012,
Mm-hmm.
2011, 12, the team was operating. We used to have a lot of sponsors from Toyota, Honeydew. We used to work with Samsung. They gave us laptops, fridge to pot to cook for the kids. So we were operating, but obviously, the sponsor in a lot of.
Yeah.
So the team now, we didn't have enough funds to operate. There was a lady called Gail from Australia. She actually came from Australia, coming this side to be part of our organization,
What?
which and then we worked together. I was doing administration with that lady. She taught me a lot, and it was a well organized organization, and we've produced a lot of players. Actually, we had boys that one was playing for Celtics, the other one went for national team. We took the boys to a few academies, and the other ones played for Sundowns during those days and MDC. So it was a well organized thing, brother.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so we had a lot of kids that actually through that organization they managed to go varsities. We got jobs for other kids, you know. So the organization was not just providing football; it was more about building the right people, you know. So it
Yeah.
was and so yeah.
It's a very good thing. Like it's very necessary because there's a lot of people going astray. Some of them are not even like into soccer, but they could use those skills, they could use those lessons.
Yeah,
Things like that was good.
yeah, because not everybody is going to play football. To be honest, we all wanted to play. I wanted to play on TV, and it's exciting for every child to actually see himself playing on TV. But at some point, we need to be realistic with everyone to say some we do this just to prepare ourselves to understand how to work within a team, to understand how to work with different people from different backgrounds. That's what we actually do. Not everybody, not every child that is kicking the ball out there is going to play on TV. Sometimes you see the kids that are the most promising kids that we say no brainer. This one most definitely is going there, but
They don't.
football is not loyal to you. We all wanted to play. Yeah.
So like, bro, you're running this great program, like he's like, achieving some things and like helping their families right now. I believe. Please name those 2, 3 players that one who was at Chelsea and the one who went to Sundowns. Please name them. Do you know them?
One was playing Celtics is Apuel Lubisi. He played a lot of games actually, and he played throughout the season. Before he can go there, he went to Vets. It was Bidvet Vest at Staro Park. So he used to play there. He played there 2 seasons. From there, he went straight to Celtics first team. He was playing centre back. He was playing, I think, 2015, 16. He there. Before Celtics get this, they had financial problems. Then that's where he left. He went to, and can I tell you a story? Before this guy goes there, remember, me and him, we used to play together, like we were friends. Everything that we do, we used to do together. And obviously, he was coming from a very the family was not financially, they were trying, And I said, my friend, you see where it's taking me now. You at least when you go training, when you get back home, there's a meal, then you can be able to eat. So I had to take another route. I never give by the will what I do thing. And
Selfless.
so I said, because before he went to Celtics, actually, I was supposed to go to Roses United. So I was recommended before him. But the issue was, obviously financially we are gymming, you need to understand what are you going to eat when you get back from training. And there's kids, you live with a single parent, you need to make sure that everything is under control. If you finish your matric, you must go and get something. So I said to him, hey, listen, brother, I will monitor you. I will work with you. I will make sure that you get there. I will, we used to do 1v1s, 2012, and he get there. And the other one is Tulane Jaja. Those are the kids that I was actually coaching. And he played for, I took him to Harmony in Bloemfontein. He was still 12. I took him there, drove him there with his parents. They were like, Coach Mike, are you sure? I'm like, hey, let's do this. By that time, I was 21. And taking a kid away. Yes, that's what I'm saying. For me, I was not chosen. It's a calling. I was 21. I had to go to that house with my guys and say, hey, listen, this boy, he has to go. And we took him to Harmony at the age of 12. So he went there, trials came, he was a bit scared, and then I had to talk to him and listen, this is the only opportunity that you have, my brother, if you don't push. So he used to play Libo Sipombuli and those guys. And the boy, he made it. Fortunate enough, he made it. Age of 13 there, 14, 15, 16. 15, Sundowns took him. He went to Sundowns. He played there. At the age of 17, he was the captain of Sundowns MDC. So, yeah, he played national team again. So it's good. So we were actually producing players at the same time, building good people. Yeah.
Bro, I can listen to this story the whole day. You're moving from like coaching Kasi, you're moving to this big club now. How does this happen? Who calls you?
Can I tell you the secret? I actually didn't want to go there. And so 2012, now things were starting to be a bit difficult at the organization. Obviously, we didn't have enough funds. And one of my friends came and joined us at Ikache. Then they wanted the coach. It was 2012. It was called, before it came Supersport United Soccer School, it was Brazilian Soccer School. So they wanted the coach. And then I said, hey, Chief, you go there. Me, I'm okay here because we had everything together, solid kids coming, and then we were the best organization within the community. So we were attracting everybody, and the other teams will take whatever is left, So we had a very organized organization. So I told him, Prince, go and coach. They wanted to coach there, and then he went. The guy went there, and when he was there, did very well. And 2013 September, and then he called me and said, Chief, come. Before I can even coach, he called me to say, come and play. We were playing 5-a-side. Do you understand?
Wow.
So when the guys were very interested. Hey man, what you can play, man? I'm like, he's like, no, this guy, he can play, but this guy is a coach. They were like, no, he can't be better than you. He's like, guys, you don't understand. This is the God. I'm like, but by that time I was not interested because I knew Kokasi, I'm actually doing a good job with the boys, and by that time I was 22. Yeah. And I decided, you know what, let me give it a shot. And can I tell you, when they hire me, and they hired me as a driver, not a coach.
This is a crazy story, bro. This is a calling for real. For
real. And when they hired me, license in only 2 months. Now, my job was to actually drive the kids after training. They must go back home. But I knew that one day I'm going to get the opportunity. And they gave me that one opportunity, So I was driving the kids. Sometimes you get there, you coach, you sit on the sideline, you just watch and you see what's going on. But I knew what I can do. And the guy were like, hey, you know what? Take one session. I'll take the session. And they see, man, this guy, man, You know, that's where it was 2013 September, and the following year, and my driving was not good. And you know, yes, I remember the first day they gave me the car. Eish, matata. You know.
I hope you did not overrun it.
Hey, my man, that time, you driving there, and you under pressure because you have to. It was an H1. I was driving H1. So
Yeah.
it's a big bus now, and I have to transport the kids, and I prayed long and hard. But my heart was not actually to drive that bus. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to coach, you know, and which is something that I always tell the young coaches today, man. You get to a point where people, they worried about them coaching the biggest teams instead of actually. Sometimes you have to go through things before you to get there. You know, people, they just woke up and they want to coach on TV. You can't do that. It's you have to go through. One of my coaches likes to say the struggle is necessary. You know, you have to go through that struggle, and I started as a driver, and I was driving the kids around, dropping the kids. One day I got the opportunity to actually coach, and people were like, "What? Look at this one!" And 2013, joined the soccer schools, Brazilian soccer school that time. We did the workshop. While we were doing the workshop, first week we had to go and visit the other soccer schools to see how are they operating. And immediately when I got there, I just feeling like a glove. You know, we were assisting, but my voice, how I do things. And then the guys that I was with, when we were doing that coaching course, they were like, Eamon, it looks like you've been here for, I'm like, no, man, I'm just trying. But people they were like, the guy that actually called me to go there, they called him immediately that, Chief, you are in trouble. There's someone who's going to compete. It's either get yourself ready or understand. Hey, so the guy was like, I told you, that guy knows what he's doing. And yeah. And I got the opportunity, obviously, now I was starting to coach, doing a lot of coaching and less driving. Because of now, I was starting to add a lot of value. I was starting to understand where to touch. Obviously, coaching was within. So obviously, to understand the system, how to operate in that environment. You're coming from the township, you need to understand the ins and out of how to actually operate within that space, you know, yeah. So
okay,
that's where I got into it.
So like two years later, that's 2 years later, 2015.
2015,
you win a league, bro.
2015, in fact, 2015, I remember, and then we became Supersport United Soccer School 2014.
Okay.
Yeah. And when we had a team of, I was third assistant coach for under 12 academy, because that's where we started to be academy. Having academy from the age of 8. 2016, 15, I got the opportunity to have my own team, under 10 academy, and I'm on my own. And, I was watching the pictures today, some of my Instagram pictures when we won the league 2015 or 16, 15, I think. I won the league with the under 10s. They gave me under 10s. I won the league and we won the tournament. And funny enough, one of the boys that actually was there is the captain of under 17 national team. His name is Ben Wallace. And I was sharing some of the pictures to say, hey, listen, this is where when he was 10, he was playing under my academy team. And you go, those are the most, those are the powerful moments, even money can't replace. You see the boys that you coached, and now is, and we were playing the first tournament, and obviously the parents, they don't know who's Coach Mike. You're also trying to make, everything makes sense. And 2015 academy coach, but on my own, got it right. And yeah, the rest was,
What
yeah.
do you think?
And
What do you think was the secret for that year for you to be
to do what? To win.
Yes, that year, because you like achieved a lot that
Yeah, the thing is, for me, the secret was how you do it as a coach, and there's always a secret ingredient. With me, I've got my own way of doing things, and as much as we coaches, we're learning a lot from other coaches out there. I've got too much respect for every coach, but I do things my own way, and I thing that I bring. I mean, remember, these kids, you can't coach them if you don't love them. That's it. You need to understand that, you know. And the boys that I used to when I started coaching, I feel like everything that I say to them, they get attached to me. And from there, when they attach to you, you have to love them. Whether they're making mistakes, whether they're losing, you must always show them that you've got what it takes. And sometimes it's not going to work the way you want it, you know. And winning is not loyal to anyone, to be honest. Winning is not loyal to anyone. And these kids, they need somebody who can actually give them the opportunity to believe. You know, if they believe, you can tell them that push this mountain, they will push it, and they will think this mountain is moving. You know, you have to pay for it inside the room. But for me, coaching is not only sitting on the side and screaming to the kids. So with those kids, I made them to believe. And then when I sit them down and say, this is how we're going to do it, this is what I need you guys to do, and I make sure that they understand and they can be able to express themselves again. And that's where you win everything. Because if you win their hearts, kids will do everything for you. I'll tell you a secret that he once did for me, and you can't believe it. But it also comes back to one thing: do you actually believe in them? And that's what I'm saying. For me, it's not. I was not chosen. It's something that some of the things that I do. To be honest, I get scared. Even my guys will say, "How did you get that right?" I'm like, "Hey, listen, I don't know, but it's there."
it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets a lot of man.
Once upon a time, you were with Coach Mtobisi, right? You were doing very
Yes.
well, and then he had to leave. He went to, was it Zambia?
He's in Zambia as you speak.
How does that make you feel? And what challenges did that bring to you?
Obviously, Coach Mtobisi joined the soccer school in Kalami. I'm the one that actually recommended him to come and join us at Kalami. And he was coaching the township, doing a good job. And then every time when we play against him, he'll always stress us. And I thought, you know what? This is the right man for the job. He came. He left Zambia this year. And the opportunity came. And I said, this is you. Because everything that was written on that opportunity, was like, hey, I said, Coach Mtobisi, you've been with us since 2016.
Yeah.
This is you. They need. And even people are scared. They're surprised to say, Coach Mike, how do you let one of your coaches to go? I'm said, Chief. Even my coaches, they know. I tell them, don't be here to sleep, bruh. Don't think you here. You must. You come, you go. And if you see the opportunity, go. Don't say you can't be. If you see the opportunity, Pirates, Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, Supersport, they want you. There's no need for us to hold people and say, you've been here with us, we taught you the job. No, if somebody sees something that is actually going to work for him, go. You grow and you go and get someone and you do the same thing. And then you also grow as a person. Yeah.
Speaking about going overseas, you also went to Spain. Tell me about the trip to Spain. How was it and what was the mission for you going to Spain? That was crazy.
Hey, brother, we are overseas for the first time in my life, So it was 2016.
Yeah.
So obviously, being part of Supersport United Soccer School and working under Coach Nick, and we were coaching academy, and then there was a tour 2017, and he had to choose coaches. And remember, our organization is so big, my man. We had probably 60 coaches, and we had to choose how many. I think it was 6 out of the whole organization.
Oh,
So now there's an opportunity came, and then remember I joined the organization 2013, 2015 I coached the under 10, and 2016 I was part of under the 12. So now they had to choose at least 6 coaches to go overseas. If it's not 6, it's 8. If my mindset, yeah. And within 60 coaches, almost 60, 50, 60, and they had to choose at least 8. And
that must make you feel good. Like really good.
I remember the day they announced we had a technical meeting, and by that time I think I was 24.
Oof.
I was still young. Yeah, and Coach Nick was like, "This is the team that is going to Spain." And by that time, I didn't care whether I'm going to be assistant coach or what. I just wanted to go overseas. That's it.
But like, how was the experience, though? You being in Barcelona, like, how was the experience?
Yeah, the experience, to be honest, it was very good. That's where you start to see that there's lots that we can learn, and you start to stand up and say, who am I? Where am I currently? What can I actually do to be the best coach? What can I learn from, you start diversity and the culture of football, how the youth coach is coaching, how to conduct yourself as a young coach that is trying to actually learn about football, the amount of work the other academies are putting out there, the amount of commitment, sponsorship, and all those things. And going to Spain first time, I remember when we arrived there, and we managed to get the privilege to work with one of the Barcelona coaches. He was coaching in Barcelona, so he was coaching our boys. You see the drills that you go like, they force kids to work. It's they create that thing to say kids must do it, and then this drill must force them to actually do it and understand what they're doing. And yeah. And the weather is, it's also it's very important, especially if you go overseas. Obviously, it's cold. The kids must be able to perform, and the kids they're playing with them. I remember we played the tournament. My man, I will never forget that day. And we were playing against Ajax Amsterdam, and we had the privilege to see the kids from Barcelona, and they were 8 years old. Those kids, they are mini professionals, and you see those kids, they other academies, everybody's running around. Those kids, they are mini professional. When they sit together, you cannot watch them sitting down. I can tell you. When you watch those kids, you can't sit down and watch them. You have to stand up. It is so amazing. I'm telling you.
This is La Masia, right?
La Masia, the real Barcelona, not manga stuff.
The best academy in the world.
The best academy in the world. You see those kids, and you go like, these are the people that we have to play well. They're gonna play World Cup in 10 years to come. And you look at yourself, you go like, yes, we are trying, we are working so hard, but we can always learn from the top academies in the world. you know. And yeah, and our boys playing against Ajax Amsterdam, it was the best experience ever, not just for me and for the kids, for the other coaches, because you know, I remember when we played against them, when we were going to the dressing room, we met them, and those kids walking in a nice queue, nobody's talking, they get inside, they're not even smiling, you know. And then when they came out of the dressing room and we go there on the touchline and shake hands, those kids, they mean business. And when we start the match, you know, and I remember before we played them, they were playing against the other team. And me and my coach, we went there, we were trying to see what are they doing. And then we get into the dressing room, we tell our kids, we have to change our pressing method. This is how they play. But we tried. And on the day they gave us, I think they gave us, if not 6 and 4, they gave us 6. But we've learned a lot. Sorry?
Clean sheet, did you manage to score? Or did they keep a clean sheet?
Man. How you go, Lumul?
Hey, but man,
no go.
I want to believe
that.
But sorry?
Yeah, we I think the score is if not 4, it was 6. But the most important thing is the learning curve from us as coaches, because I remember we told the kids, you know, this is the pressing method. When they play on the left, you arc your run, make sure that you make the keeper not to play, and you arc your run, and you as a wing, you press on the other side. Technically, we I think they were better than us, but technically we were very good. When we on the ball, we looked very good, and we managed to actually push the ball a little bit, and we gave them few threats, but technically they were better than us. They knew if they're pressing us like this is how we do it. You know, we used to press. I mean, they create a lot of overload inside, and the moment we start to press them inside, they go wide. They understood how to switch the ball, and yeah, but they gave us, I think, 2 minutes, and in 4 minutes they scored 2 goals, very quick.
Ooh.
Funny enough, when they were playing, there was a boy that is actually from Cape Town. He's playing for Ajax Amsterdam, so he was adopted from Cape Town to Ajax Amsterdam. The parent came to us and said, listen, hey, your kids can play. You must just keep pushing this, you know. And the other one was from Nigeria. And they were saying, hey, your kids look very good. Technically, they look sharp. Obviously, it was more about technical at the same time, mentally very strong, you know, very ruthless. And with all, they understand all the moments of the game. They know if you do this, they can see the space. They move the ball very quick, and speed of thoughts. After losing the ball, they understand how to regroup. So, but at the end of the day, for me, it's about experience, because the kids can only learn if they get the right competition, and that gives us upper hand to go out there and break and say, out of 10, we can say we are 7 or 6, you know. But we've got what it takes. It's just us starting to entrench those technical work, then we can be able to move. Yes.
I want to believe that when they came back here, they had like a different mindset. Obviously, we won't change completely, but I believe something there was.
Believe you me, when we came back, it was a different. The boys, they understood that there's a lot of work needs to be done. At the same time, they were very proud of themselves, because they actually saw the real deal, and they know if they had to you know, match the standard, they would say, I mean, we've got, the gap is not that big, you know. Yes, the gap is not that big. We can do it. We just need to keep working, and then we'll get it right eventually.
Okay. So you, starting on those pictures, I saw you with Xabi Alonso. Am I right?
The pictures. Oh no.
With the
We were with no. We were with the coaches for Barcelona because no one you can't miss that. You always want to take the pictures with the best academies in the world. So we were with the coaches, and Bayern Munich were there at the same time.
Yeah.
So we also managed to mingle with the coaches, understand. If I can tell you the story, the under-8 of Barcelona, they've got 6 coaches. Under-8, my brother. You can't believe it.
That's commitment. They mean business.
Yeah,
But wait, coach. Like you're saying, in those Bayern pictures, there's no Xabi Alonso. I didn't see Xabi Alonso there.
No. Maybe it might be someone looks like him, but yeah, no, is not. I don't think. I know. Maybe it might be someone that looks like him. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I thought it was him. Like,
Yeah.
I want us to play a little game right now. Okay. So here you're gonna guess where this coach comes from. I'm gonna name coaches and you name their nationalities. Okay.
Coach who?
I'm gonna name coaches and you guess their nationalities.
Okay.
First one, Jurgen Klopp.
What must I do?
Tell me where he's from, his nationality.
Okay, Jurgen Klopp, I think he's from Germany, if I'm not mistaken.
Shout out to Ghana. Yeah, he's from Germany. Ted Dimitri.
Ted Dimitri.
Yes.
I should take
Roma.
Yeah.
Antonio Conte.
Antonio
Conte.
Mutuzo Germany, Iliana Mus.
He's Italian.
Nice.
Mikel Arteta.
Who?
Mikel Arteta.
Mikel Arteta. Yeah.
From Spain. Okay, the next one. Sorry?
Ke re wa bona le diskelalang mos Arteta orayo ke motho wa edukisa o tsa gore o tsa ba culture.
Tango. Ernest Middendorf.
I get to the too.
German.
Again.
Almost right.
Mara kumukatisi wa mwana ki mtu wako wabona Lesotho ka kwa freestyle. Yeah. I get those.
You're killing me. This one is a different game and it's going to okay, so you're gonna choose the one you go with.
Okay.
Pep or Mourinho?
The outie. Come on. Mara, answer is simple, Lumo.
No.
Mudiba bola kere.
No, I don't.
Keep on bola,
Yeah?
What do you want? Straight away. Without no doubt.
How are you saying that if Mourinho won everything everywhere?
You can mean, but I always say this. For me, it's about the details. How did you win it? Can you be able to win it 3 times without using the same methodology? He's a good coach. I'm not taking anything away from him, and I'm going through a lot of things about him, and I'm studying a lot about him. But for me, with Guardiola, there's a lot of things that I actually, I'm displaying. I'm adopting a lot of things from him, and even my food, the way I coach, it's not, it goes a long way with how he does things.
So you play carpet
Yeah.
football?
I wouldn't say carpet football, but there's a lot of things that I adapt from. Coaching is a stealing game. So, but more importantly, I get a lot from. I believe more in his style of coaching.
Okay, Gavin Hunt or Eric Tingler?
Eric Tingler, straight away.
Because he's been Messi or Ronaldo?
No. If you look at Eric Tingler, how he actually he's coaching exciting football. Eric Tingler, and there's a lot of coaches. For me, his football is exciting, and we as coaches, we don't. Yes, we every coach likes to win, but it's how you do it and how you implement that goal. How did you score, and what kind of football did you do to actually put that ball inside the net? It's all about how, where, when. Those things are more important. Not taking anything away from who.
Okay, makes me wonder, who do you take between Tingler and Keitani Tembo?
I said Eric Tingler, straight away.
I was saying like between him and Tembo, Keitani Tembo, not Gavin Hunt.
I will say Eric again.
Okay. This one is players. These players have retired, but let's take them back to their prime. Prime Makelele or prime Yaya Toure?
Yaya Toure. Straight. Lampard and Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
Steven Gerrard for me.
Are you sure?
Very sure. Very sure. How you articulate that midfield, man? Looks good. Yeah.
Too much. The last one. South African legends. Benny McCarthy or Lucas Radebe?
I'll go with Lucas.
Why?
Obviously, leadership skills, and he's one of the players that you never had anything. No, I'm not saying I had anything about Coach Benny, and obviously he's also doing very well. But Lucas Radebe, the Bafana, and he's one of the players that he was actually, very not exposed to things that we hear about other players. Very disciplined. You can see that he was determined about his job. Even today, if you meet him, he's a top human being. So you always want to associate yourself with people like that. And then obviously Coach Ben is also doing well. But if I had to choose during those days, I would say yeah.
So I want us to close, but before we close, I want you to tell me about what is MS Sport and when was it formed?
MS Sport. So MS Sport is a clothing brand, and it was formed 2016. And the reason why I actually formed this brand is because I used to, until COVID came, I used to organize tournaments called Youth Elite Games in the township. Because I'm coming from the township, and I strongly believe that there's a lot of people out there that deserves the opportunity to be exposed to a different level. So I came with a different methodology of how to organize these tournaments, where before I do the tournaments, I will organize the coaching clinics, and I have got few friends from highest level. I call them to come and do the coaching clinics, motivate the coaches, give the coaches education, tell the coaches that it is possible. And for me, I think that's the most important thing, that if everybody can actually do it, and whoever, people that are actually got the knowledge about this beautiful game, people that loves the game, so that's why I started MS Sport, because I used to buy stuff at Admiral, and I'm like, you know what, if I can have my own brand, and give back to the people. And instead of buying stuff, and let me start my own thing, and sponsor these people with my own stuff, where I'm not going to be told this is how you have to do it, this is what we want our brand to be. Let people from where I come from and the other townships because get this stuff, and people will always support you if you do that. And so that's why I started MS Sport. So MS Sport is a clothing brand that I started 2016, and when we organized this tournament, I take this tournament to Tembisa, Cosmos City. We went to Val, where we call all the scouts. That and funny enough, most of the players within that tournament, they're playing Kaizer Chiefs. There's one. He's playing MDC as Kaizer Chiefs. A lot of players went to Sundown. Some players, we call the guys to say, hey, come and watch. Coaches within that tournament, coaches are hired at the soccer school. Some coaches, we've got a good relationship even today. That's and yeah. So MS Sports started 2016, and we're doing well. We're trying. Obviously, COVID came. And but we get in there.
So after now, let's just say it's after COVID. I'm not sure because they say still out there. What is the plan going forward now? What is the idea?
The plan? I was actually, because there's a guy who's actually helping me. He's one of my friends. He's helping me with funding. So we actually had a meeting. And he's like, we need to bring it back next year. So next year, most definitely, we're bringing it back. We'll be running the same thing. But the most important thing about the tournament is not about the trophies, to be honest. I'm one coach I'm not a trophy coach. For me, it's about giving the kids the opportunity, because let me tell you the secret. The trophy doesn't go to the players, and the trophy can't carry it into pieces. It goes to the coach. So it doesn't belong to the kids. Anything that belongs to the coach, that means that coach is there for glory. For me, it's not. I'm a man who actually, it's about kids. If kids can be able to be recognized. So what we do, the special thing about this tournament, we're trying to show people another different way of doing things. We buy the equipment. We give the winning team, every team, they get the meal, they get the good meal. The coaches, they get T-shirts, they get tracksuits, they get the caps, and we make sure that we give things that are tangible. We give at least 20 soccer balls. Soccer balls are not for coaches. They are the kids will use them every day training. But if I give the trophy, what's going to happen? The kids will see it. And let's be honest. The kids will see it all that day, then it's done. Somebody's going to put it at his drawer there. For what reasons? What does it benefit the kids with? If you give 100 cones, and if you give 25 soccer balls, tomorrow morning, every kid is going to kick that thing the whole day, which is what you want, isn't it?
Wow.
Then how many players can you be able to, how many players are going to touch the ball? If you give them 20 balls, everybody's going to have a ball. And the coach must just look after those balls and the soccer balls. At the end of the day, after training, coach is taking them home, he's going to bring them. But tell me, will the coach bring the trophy at training every day? Yes. And then
of course,
if he brings it there, what is it going to do for the kids? Absolutely nothing. So it's about developing these kids to be the best they want to be. And then we can be able to create national team players. That's it. The other things that are irrelevant. Let's work on something that will actually help the kids. That's it. That's for me. That's me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about other people. Akiri, like I said, for me, I was not chosen. It's something that I actually, if I can't go a day without it. That's it.
It's part of you.
Yeah.
So there's a question. What's the question?
The what?
What's your favorite formation?
4-3-3. But there's a big but. Obviously, formation, it also has something to do with the type of players that you're playing with. Yeah. And you have to look at the strength of your team before you can actually think about the formation. Because sometimes we force formations to the kids. It's, the poor kids, they don't understand. You've got kids that are actually, you need to look at your athletes and say, okay, this is the typical players that I have. This is this is the approach towards this type of players.
Respect, bro.
Yeah.
I want to let you go. But before I let you go, I want you to, like, when you end this live, man, please save it. Yes, please save it so I
Okay.
can just put it on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. So what,
I'll most definitely.
like the last words, Coach Mike. What does Coach Mike want to be remembered as?
I want to be remembered as a guy that always, a man that will always look after the generation, not only in football space, someone who can change people's life. That's what I do. In fact, that's my passion. I'm one man who actually want to see kids. I've got too much love for the kids. Me and kids, if something goes wrong with even my players, I get so emotional about it because I want to be remembered as somebody who actually seeing kids growing, and especially it doesn't matter, kids from different backgrounds. I've got when the nice thing about me, I wouldn't say, it's for me. In front of me are kids. It doesn't matter whether you come from KZN, you come from Midrand, you come from wherever. I classify kids as kids, and I want to see kids growing and achieving best things. I don't want, even if they grow and go there and play whatever, become a doctor, I'm not going to chase them, because chasing them, to me, it's like I'm actually doing them. I was pushing them so that I can get the rewards. I don't want that. I just want to see kids improving, being the best. I'm not even going to come after you and say, you remember what I did for you. No, that's, the nice thing about it is that I work with top people at my soccer school, where I work with people that have the same heart to say, we want to change kids' life, whether through football, we're doing it through football,